Can't believe they're really finally here. After 6 months, the wheels for my 1969 Camaro finally showed up that I ordered in late March. Well, technically, these are the rears. They showed up in March, or like a week later. They've been sitting in the basement since early April. The fronts were just made last week. So these just showed up yesterday. Dug the rear ones out of the basement, and now finally have a set of 4 complete wheels for my 69 Camaro. So if you're just joining me on this car, I basically spent the last 2 episodes trying to get a set of wheels that will fit on this thing with the big brakes that I just put on the front, which I didn't think I'd be in this position because I ordered these wheels in late March, and the reason that I ordered these wheels was because they were off the shelf, as in they're not like a custom 3-piece wheel, you know, machines, monoblock, whatever, like the ones on the Corvette are. Those took like 8 weeks to build, which in hindsight is now a short amount of time. I picked an off-the-shelf wheel that I thought would come quickly so that I would be able to cruise this thing around in the spring. There was some sort of manufacturing shortage or something with weld, and I was not able to get these wheels in a timely fashion, but they just finally showed up today. Let's get them unboxed. Let's take a look at them. Well, here they are, guys, my new wheels for the 1969 Camaro. They're the Weld Venturas. They're just, as you can see, clean 5-spoke design, which, as I mentioned in my past videos, I'm a big fan of. Some of you guys have been on the channel a little while, might recognize these wheels and say, hey, don't you have those on the Corvette for your drag pack as well? And you'd be right. The reason that I picked these wheels is because earlier this winter, or I guess it would have been late spring, I mounted these up. I mounted the front runners that are on the wall behind you on the front of this car, and just absolutely fell in love with the look. So I basically went online the next day and ordered a 20-inch setup for the rear and a 19-inch, or I actually started ordering a 20-inch and changed my order to a 19-inch. So we ended up with a 20 by 9.5 in the rear and a 19 by 9 for the front. Like I mentioned, the rears came in almost immediately. The fronts were on national back order for the past 6 months, which is a real shame because one of the reasons I picked these wheels, as I mentioned, is they should have been off the shelf, shipped quickly. I wouldn't miss half the summer, but here we are almost in September. They just showed up. But anyways, these are the wheels that I picked for the car. As far as the rears are concerned, they are the exact same width and offset as the old wheels that came off. The old wheels were US Mag Ramblers, 20 by 9.5 in the rear and 18 by 8 in the front. So I have no issues or concerns with fitment on the rear because, like I said, they're literally exactly the same as what came off. Just in my opinion, less ugly. I mean, a lot of guys were like, you know, why didn't you keep the original wheels that were on there? You know, they look good, and that's fine if that's what you like. We can still be friends, but I never liked those wheels. If there was one cosmetic thing I could change about this car when I bought it, it would have been those wheels. Hated those wheels. Too busy, too much mesh. Every first-gen Camaro has those US Mag Ramblers. I don't know, I just didn't like them. So I wanted something more of a clean, more open face 5-spoke design that's gonna show off those big brakes. These are what I picked. Wheels are, you know, everyone's got their own opinions, and that's what, you know, makes this hobby fun, is that every car is a little bit different. So my car will now hopefully be different than a lot of the other cars running US Mag Ramblers. But anyways, yeah, 20 by 9.5 in the rear, 19 by 9 in the front. And basically what I'd like to do now that we have them out of the box, I cheated and opened these in April just so I could see them. They're sick, got a bunch of dish on them. These ones have a little bit less dish. They're a little bit more narrow, obviously the front. But the front is what I have any, if any, concerns on, is because it's a 9-inch wheel. This car's never had more than an 8.5-inch wheel on the front now. But I think because we installed that RideTech True Turn system, these should fit no problem. So let's start with the hard one. Let's test fit these front wheels, jack the car up, see how they fit, and then I'm gonna just basically make an assessment on what I think can fit front and rear, and then I'm gonna order some tires. So let's get the front of the car in the air, get this front one test fit, and then we'll move to the back. Just like that, we got the front wheel on the passenger side, and we've got clearance. Clearance to my big C6 Z06 calipers. I actually took the wheel spacer off that you guys would have just saw in the B-roll footage, and we still clear the caliper. So this could work, except when we start turning, the wheel eventually runs in to the RideTech upper control arm there. So I think we're gonna have to run a small spacer on the front, but nothing too bad. This 1-inch one is even probably way too big, but it would still work. So I'll have to take some measurements. Might end up running like a small 1/4-inch or 1/2-inch spacer, we'll see. But front fitment is there. Unfortunately, that's, you know, spacers are part of the game when you're not ordering a custom wheel like the ones I have on the Z06, where you specify exactly the offset you want, exactly the bolt pattern, hub diameter, back spacing, offset, everything. Off the shelf wheels like this, the 19x9, which is what I wanted, was only available in this offset, nothing else. Otherwise you had to go to an 18 or a 20. I thought a 20 might look a little too big on the front. So we went with the 19, and we're just gonna have to make do with the offsets we have, which is pretty darn close. But if it could come out like a 1/2-inch, I think will be perfect. But not to worry, like I said, I already put the upgraded studs on the front. So I got no issues running a small spacer on this if we have to. Like I said, in the rear, I don't think we're gonna have to do anything because it's exactly the same as what came off. And just as a testament to that the last video wasn't a complete waste of time with bolting on the C6 wheels that kind of fit, the RideTech True Turn, I think, saved us here. Check this out. Under the car, you can see the tie rod is now tucked in to the rim, whereas the old one would have just slammed into it right here. That True Turn system just moves that whole steering mechanism up like 2 inches, and now we've got all this room to run much wider front tires. RideTech claims up to a 275. To be safe, I'm probably gonna order like a 265 or a 255, we'll see. But front fitment looks pretty good right now. So let's just double check the rears, see how it looks, and then I'll, you know, decide what tires I'm gonna order. All right, yeah, just like I said, this is literally the exact same specs as the old wheel. The original wheel was on here, 20x9.5, same back spacing. So we've got clearance, bolts right up. Still a little bit tight on the back side, but not nearly as tight as that old Corvette wheel is. So I think we'll be good. I think I'm gonna order a 285 for the rear. I'm gonna take a couple more measurements. I think we could even space that rear wheel out just like another 1/2 inch if we had to. And the 275s, as far as I can tell, didn't rub at all on the old setup. So what's another 10 millimeters, you know? I'm going to order tires, do a little bit more measurements, then order tires for these things. Then I'll see you guys in a couple days when they come in. We'll get them mounted up and hopefully get them on the car. Also, while you were gone, repainted the grill and got my fog lights in. Grill came out perfect this time. No issues with paint adhesion. Same thing with the buckets of the headlights. Also got my fog lights working, so I'll put in some B-roll footage of that right now. Custom switchbacks, everything works, you know, turn signals. Actually, you know what? Screw it, I'll just show you. So here's the fog lights. No real change from the last video. Just those Harley touring or Harley passing lamps. But got my switchbacks in there. So let me pop these off, turn the hazards on. Boom. Amber LED switchbacks. Took them all apart, got the custom switchbacks in there, got everything sealed back up, back in the bumper all wired up. Looks perfect. Still got to get my SS emblem back on there, which, thank you guys who pointed out that it was upside down. No idea how I missed that, but you guys are absolutely right. It was upside down, so I'll flip it over, get it back on there. Front end will be done. But yeah, catch you guys in a few days. Once the tires comes in, we'll get them mounted up. Well guys, it's been almost exactly 1 week, but I ordered tires, got them in, and this morning, early in the morning, got them mounted up and balanced. Let me show you what we went with. So for this car, I was gonna go with a cheaper set of tires, what are they called? The Lexanis that I have on my E63 and I've been running on my E55 because they're cheap, and I've been really happy with them and I like how they look. But just really quickly, I checked on TireRack.com to see if they had any deals and the sizes that I need. And what do you know? In the 285 30/20 that I wanted to run on the rear, these are the Bridgestone Potenza Sports. So these are basically like super high max performance summer tire that comes on like a lot of supercars, you know, Lambos, Ferraris, Corvettes, things of that nature. They're super high quality tire. I think these rears are normally like $420 a piece, $202 each. And the reason is because it said they were an April 2020 date code, which to me, they're stored in a Tire Rack climate controlled warehouse. I couldn't care less when they were made, but either way, these things show up. And where is it on here? Oh yeah, it's gonna be upside down for you guys, but let me see if I can get you down there. April 2022 on both of these tires. So I don't know if someone messed up or what, but I basically got these tires for less than half price. So $200 to the rears. I think the Fronts were on sale as well, but not, you know, they're also from date code 22 or 23. So 4 brand new Bridgestone Potenza Sports. I did the 255, 35 19s on the front. They fit up perfectly. I had my buddy mount and balance them this morning. He said they balanced out with basically no weight, super smooth. And oh yeah, Bridgestone was running a rebate, which I think ended on September 4th, which is unfortunate for all of you guys that are watching this now after September 4th. That buy any set of 4 tires, get an $80 mail-in rebate Visa gift card. So basically, $1,600 worth of tires, $800. Brand new, high quality, top of the line Bridgestone. So super happy about that. What I am worried about, and what I think I showed some B-roll footage of, is these 285s showed up, and for some reason, I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice, these things are steamrollers. They looked way wider than the 285s that came off the car. So I think I put some B-roll footage in of me measuring, test fitting, putting the tire under there. I forgot that when you mount basically an 11-inch tire on a 9.5-inch wheel, it shrinks the sidewalls down. So when I compare these side by side, it looks like they're about the same size. I think we're going to be okay, but I'll tell you, it's, you know, fitting 285s on a non-tubbed 69 rear Camaro, that's about the absolute max you can do. So we're going to be tight. So I'm a little worried about these, but I think we can make them work. The front should be fine. Like I said, we were going to have a slight clearance issue with the offset of the front wheel, so I did order a tiny 1/2-inch spacer for the fronts that we can use. The backs are not going to need any spacer because the back spacing and offset is perfect. But holy crap, with any luck, and man, you guys who have been with me for the past 2 videos or whatever trying to get wheels to fit this car, I think I deserve it. But with any luck, these wheels will fit and we can take this thing for a real solid drive. Maybe put some miles on it this weekend. It's supposed to be nice. So I'm excited to see if they're going to fit, but before we do that, I want to make sure they're protected. Brand new wheels, brand new tires. I'm going to ceramic coat them real quick. So let's get these things ceramic coated, get these C6 wheels off the car, bolt these things up, see how they fit and see how they look, more importantly. Let's get to work. All right, stand on them. Can't even see you rolling your eyes from here. Yeah, that's torqued. Dude, I am in love. I knew you can't go wrong with a clean 5-spoke design. I've been saying it forever, still holds true. These welds look insane. I'm not gonna give you the full reveal just yet because I wanted to do it justice because I need to wipe the car down and it just started raining outside and it's kind of getting dark. So I'm not gonna give you the full reveal just yet, but let's go through a couple things real quick. On the fronts, we're good to go. Fitment is just about perfect. I actually ended up using the 1-inch spacer, one that I had just kind of laying around on the shelf for a couple reasons. The first one being there wasn't enough stud to grab onto the 1/2-inch one. Second one being it puts the wheels exactly where they need to be. Again, without showing you guys too much, but not only does it put the wheels where they need to be so they're still tucked in the fender, but they're not way sucked in, but also with the 1/2-inch spacer, we were not getting our full turning radius because we were hitting the frame. So 1-inch spacer, had that already here on the shelf, ready to go. Looks perfect. All the turning radius, good to go. Rears, like I said, bolted right up, no spacer. It is gonna be tight, but I think it's gonna work. I think we have clearance on this side. It's a little bit closer on the other side. If you remember, this is the side that it was rubbing on the inner frame on, so you know that everything's kind of shifted a little bit this way. So clearance on this side is okay, but on the other side, it's a little tight on here. So long story short, I think we're good for now, but if I wanna go lower, which I probably will, I think we're gonna have to roll the fenders, but we'll see when we drive this thing tomorrow. But without showing you too much, the wheels are on the car. And it's on the ground, and it rolls, and it moves, and steers, and fitment is already way better than it ever was with those C6 wheels or with the US Mag Ramblers that are on it. And most importantly, it looks awesome. I'm so fired up. This is what I've been dreaming about since I ordered these wheels, since I bought the car. This is the look I'm going for. Cosmetically, right now, I'm over the moon. I put in a lot of work on this thing over the past couple weeks or months. You know, now it's got the looks, the big brakes, the stance, everything. So I'm gonna wipe it down, catch you guys in the morning, we'll do the full reveal. I hope you're as excited as I am. Oh yeah. You know, summer 23, it's now almost mid-September and summer 23 is still here. It is so humid, so hot, and raining. So nothing has changed really. Everything's good. See you in the morning. Absolutely love it. Whew. Damn, that looks good. Now let's see if it'll drive. All right, let's see if anything rubs, and if so, where it rubs. Here we go. First drive on the new welds. First bump out of the driveway. So far, so good. These tires are sticky. rubbing yet, so that's good. Brakes still feel good. Alright, let's pull in here. Now that the suspension should have settled, we can double check everything. Turning radius really isn't bad. Alright, let's see how we're doing. E-brake does not work. Need to adjust that. So far, so good. These things are sticky. Absolutely love how it looks. Man, does it feel good to be driving this car finally. Woo! Alignment seems close enough for now. Wheels are balanced out perfect, nice and smooth, and this person cut me off. Brakes work good, so that's good. Woo! We're finally driving the 69 Camaro again. What started as a simple big brake swap at the beginning of June. Finally. Oh, the car looks so good. I'm so psyched with these wheels, man. They look awesome. Feels good to be driving this thing again. It really does. Road's closed. Turn around. I'd like to try and bed in these brake pads, but there's an air show around the area today, and all these roads are closed, and there's a ton of people on them, so I might have to wait. Thumbs up though. The people, they love it. Why wouldn't they? Oh no, it's starting to rain. We gotta get this thing back to the house. Thank God we're right down the street, but this thing is, I just completely cleaned it, wiped it down. Really don't want to get it all wet and dirty, so let's tuck this back in the garage for now. Drives beautiful though. Woo! Well, in typical summer 2023 fashion, it has started pouring rain outside. So I decided to tackle another thing that I wanted to do just to be safe. When we were driving, I didn't hear any rubbing, no issues at all, but the driver's side fender was really close. And so I had planned to roll the fenders just to clear these massive 285 wide rear tires. And so I spent a little time doing that. Someone else had tried to roll these things for the 275s that were under there, and they must have used a baseball bat or something because it was really bad. Not rolled very well, super uneven areas. So I spent a lot of time, real slow, a lot of heat, and just took my time, especially on an old car. I mean, rolling fenders is nerve-wracking enough, but on an old car where you don't know if there's Bondo in here, you don't know who did the restoration, you don't know the quality of the restoration, definitely nerve-wracking. So I definitely took my time, but great success. No cracked paint, no cracked nothing. Rolled the fenders almost completely all the way up, nice and even all the way around, so we should have clearance. It was worse on this side as far as clearance, so I think we're good to go over here. On the passenger side, I didn't have to do much. Again, there's a couple uneven areas from someone else that tried to do it, so I just gave it a, just kind of took the edge off, and that's all good to go now. So I'm gonna order some, basically some seam sealer and some paint just so I can make sure that that area where I had the wheel kind of running back and forth on is 100% good to go. But overall, I mean, I'm over the moon about these wheels. Absolutely in love. It only took 3 videos, but my 1969 Camaro is finally back on the road. I can drive it. I can hammer some miles on it this fall, take it to shows, and I cannot wait. Hopefully the weather clears up here in the next few days, and I can get this thing out on the road. In the meantime, I've got plenty to do on that list. I gave you guys a little sneak peek of that earlier in the video, but the most important thing is this thing is drivable, so I can kind of work on it and drive it. But this is not the last you'll see of this car. Hoping to put out a lot more videos on this thing in the near future, and I think you guys are really gonna like them. So thank you guys as always for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, leave your thoughts and comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I think a lot of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you consider hitting that subscribe button, much appreciated. We'll catch you in the next one.